What up, guys? Hey, thanks for clicking on this episode of Unplugged. Before we start the episode, I just want to give a little intro to the interview, but also to just show some love to my buddy Jason, who was so kind enough to have a sit down with me about his acting career and theater itself. I'm realizing, with things going on in the world and people voicing their experiences and whatnot, I feel like since Enrique, now to Jason, and again to Sean, we're going to see some things unraveling about my experience in the theater world, and I wasn't sure that it's something I want to talk about, and now that these episodes are kind of revealing some of my issues, I potentially want to maybe have a conversation about that. So keep that in mind. If you want to hear, I guess my experiences as an Asian actor in theater, let me know down below. That's a conversation I want to have, or actually, I'm thinking about actually doing a panel with other Asian performers to talk about our experiences. But yeah, if that's what we want to hear, let me know. But this interview with Jason was been a long time coming. I've been wanting to talk to him for a long time and just thank him for being a good friend in a place when sometimes I didn't feel like I had any friends. So great guy, Jason Evans. So please enjoy this next episode, and go check out Jason Evans' Instagram. Show him a lot of love. He's a really great guy, very talented guy. So without further ado, my interview with Jason Evans. What up, guys? Welcome again to Unplugged podcast. Today I have a very special friend, special guest today. I've spoken in really years, so it's really good to see him, and I wanted to catch up with them. We actually brought him up on my earlier podcast with Enrique. I'm not sure if he heard it, but we were both just like praising.
I did, and I appreciate that. I will help you with all the dance steps ever.
If I want to do, if by chance I want to do the choreography from West Side Story, you're my guy.
There you go.
But no, Jason is a fellow actor in the ranks that I experienced the acting world with. He is a very talented dancer. He's a Disney performer, and he's in lots of other things that I hope to hear more of that he's going to tell me about today. But like I said, much praise and much respect for you. I'm gonna share a little bit what Ricky talked about. That when I was acting and performing, I did one production with you, and then you helped me out in FJC for one of their shows, because I think you were one of the coaches or something, or the teaching students.
Was it SRO?
Yeah.
That's right. I was the acting coach for the.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I really appreciate it, because it's funny reflecting on my acting career and my experiences, where like in hindsight, I feel like I wouldn't now speak up more than I did because back then you're just like, I just want a part. I don't want to burn any bridges, I just want to make good relationships and hopefully maybe get extra work in the future,
Yeah.
And sometimes you make good relationships with people in production, sometimes you don't, Looking back, there are times in my life like, I should have said some more stuff, or I should have defended myself more. Like there are a lot of like, back then nobody was really like, what do I do with the Asian kid in West Side Story, so that's a big issue in casting sometimes.
Yeah.
But throughout my experience with you were always just very patient and very, very kind, and also you helped me out a lot, which I want to thank you for, because it's crazy thinking that like in the long spectrum of people that I met through theater and through entertaining, not everybody is super nice or welcoming, and you're definitely one of the people that were totally just cool. So I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. No, you bring up a good point. Like, I think a lot of people come into the arts. I mean, when we get into the like acting part, I'll dive into what I was thinking for later. But to touch on your point about people not being so nice or kind all the time, I think a lot of people come in there. I don't know that having a chip on the shoulder is necessarily the right way to put it, but people come in with a defensive wall up sometimes, thinking that if they don't feel like they know everything, or if they're in a position of somewhat leadership and they don't know everything, they get subconscious about it. So it's like, well, instead of instructing you and learning with you, which is really what I think teaching is all about, instead of learning with you, I'm going to throw this at you And if you don't get it, I'm going to get frustrated because I feel insecure about me not portraying it right.
Yeah.
And that tends to occur more often than not. And hopefully, like as we move forward here, and I think paying attention to like you mentioned, what do you do with the Asian kid in West Side Story? Now that type of conversation is a big conversation right now, and it opens up lots of things with people. Yeah, and so I think that all of that stuff will start to be addressed. And man, coming from a place of constant questioning and not knowing if you know the answer or not is the best place to be, I think, especially if you're in a teaching role and in the arts. You know, if you're not questioning everything, how can you understand your performance?
Also, from the casting standpoint, it's very competitive for a lot of kids, you know. And I feel my experiences are very different in terms of like doing theater in Empire compared to Orange County compared to LA, because like I feel like each of them had a different feel of like the people and also like even the culture, you know. Because you're also a over regional actor. You do it everywhere.
Yeah, well, so it's funny. Like, I moved to LA and I've done some stuff out here, but generally the theater I end up doing, other than like showcases, right? Because I'm in a theater company here, and we do a lot of 10-minute play type compilations, right? So we have writers in the company, and they write 10-minute pieces, and you know that's part of the point. We're trying to promote everything. But when it comes to just like set straight plays, it usually ends up being in Orange County. You know, I did Gatsby last year at the Maverick. So
I saw, you made a good. When I saw pictures, I was like, you make a good Gatsby. Yeah, you got the hair and everything. Yeah, I was like, I totally buy that. Yeah. I think last time I saw you, it might have been at like a Disneyland parade. I think I don't even know if you saw me, but I was like trying to like wave at you. But a lot of people waving at you. And you know, with any talks about Disney, am I supposed to refer to the character as your friend? Is that or you're not supposed to talk? Are you still working for Disney? Or is it still...
I am not employed there anymore. So
do you want to go back?
I think that's a big deal. We can err on the side of caution when it comes to actual trademarked names, but any of the dancer positions, we can talk about those.
Okay. I do know there is a thing where any cast member who is portraying a character is supposed to refer to the character as my good friend. So if any Disney outsiders want to know, that is code for I play this character. But I have a good relationship with Disney, and I would never, I'm not like, I'm never, of course not, because I still technically work for Disney, so I would never like, I do see that. Yeah. I got the loophole entertainment contract, which I prefer, because it's more, it's one thing going to casting and having to like, have someone judge you, you know, and then like it's another thing to just have established relationship, and like they'll just call me when they want me to do other things. Like, cool, you know, like that's kind of why I transitioned into DJing.
And that's a cool place to be. There's a lot of freedom in that.
Yeah. It's funny. I tell my friends like my lifestyle, even when I'm busy, you know, and like that sounds awesome. That's awesome, you know. But the thing is, I don't have weekends free. My weekdays are normally just my weekdays are pretty much free, but I do my weekdays for my planning, so my clients, or if I have to go to the office to do something. There's always something I have to do on the weekdays. I'm not getting paid for that. That's just kind of like my time I have to get ready for my work for the weekend, you know. But all your friends work weekdays, and they're free on weekends. So it's like, let's go and party. Like, I can't. I have to go to a wedding. You go all the time. Like, yeah, I'm a DJ. So it's a gift and a curse, because like I can my friends with kids are like, you have so much free time. I was like, I do and I don't, you know, like it's my time to manage, you know. That I think that's what's cool about my schedule and stuff. But and dude, the offer always stands if you ever want to jump on and take it if you have time.
I was gonna bring that up to you. Like, I know we didn't really get to move forward with it when we were talking through it last year. I would love to dive into that. You're right. Dude, you brought up the MC thing, and I mean, I would have blast.
That's why I was like, I'm like, this is you. It's funny because like I don't know when you came up to mind. I think there was a time when you were you were complaining about Uber, or some courier service you're working for, and I was like, dude,
Sounds accurate. Yep.
yeah, and I was like, oh man, you're so talented. Like, I gotta, if you're worried about making extra money on Uber, then dude, I will help you out, and I want you to be on my team. Yeah, because you basically have like my pedigree times like 50, like, because you are a singer, dancer, actor, and you're well spoken, and I'm sure all the stuff that I do, I can train you, and you'll like refine that to a T. Because even today, like, I'm still constantly learning about emceeing, and it helps. I took some improv that helped a lot, because improv, I think a lot of what I do is improv in terms of like hosting, emceeing, and playing
Right.
games.
I mean, if you're really going to be effective at it, I totally agree, because each wedding is different, right? And each event is a different thing.
But enough on me. Dude, it's great to see you.
Likewise, man. It's been a long time.
My thing I wanted to ask you is that, growing up, like, at what age did you kind of realize you want to be a performer? Because it's easy to watch TV and be like, I want to be on TV, but like, what was that moment that clicked where like, I want to do more than just act? I want to learn to dance. I want to do all these things, because you dabbled in a lot of different skills as a performer. How did that come to be?
Well, my usual answer to that question, if someone asks me, is high school. But the other day I was kind of thinking it over, and I have a very vivid memory of, I believe it was 6th grade, the Christmas pageant at St. Mary's Elementary School in Whittier. And the feeling I got when we all nailed the music director put together the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. And she taught music at the school. And we learned the recorder, as so many people in middle school learn, and we were just fantastic virtuosos at the recorder.
Yeah.
And we were playing "Oh Come On You Faithful," and it was the finale of the whole thing. And some of us were like Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. It was a whole Christmas thing. And I remember, whatever group of the thing I was in, we ended up at the back of the church, and we finished in the center of the main aisle. And Mrs. Place, the director, was at the front, right in front of the altar, and at the final note of Christ the Lord, she just dropped to her knees and like put her hands up, and everybody loved it and was having a great time. But that's such a vivid memory, and I remember the feeling I got was just this elation of happiness and fun.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't like get into theater for another few years or so. It was like my junior year of high school when I really, sophomore, junior year, when I really kind of started going for it. I auditioned for a show, The Nutcracker, at the Whittier Community Theater. There's a musical called The Nutcracker, and I played the prince.
Nice.
It's actually a small role in the whole story. But that got me going. And the first thing that really got me heavily into musical theater was Little Shop of Horrors, my junior year at St. John Bosco. And after that, I fell in love with it. I started doing SRO at Fullerton, did Grease, and then from then on, I just did show after show after show. My senior year, I don't know how I did it. I think I did, let's see, I was playing water polo and baseball. I didn't play baseball my senior year, but I was playing water polo. And I did like 4 shows that year, along with the water polo. And I believe I was still playing baseball outside of high school. And I still had like a 3.9 grade point average. I don't know how I did it, but anyway, yeah. But I just started doing show after show, and I had a great time. And Grease at Fullerton really got me into the musical theater aspect. I actually started more there, and then got into heavier into deeper dramatic acting.
Okay.
Really, when I started college at Fullerton.
That's great. You took on challenges.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, really did. But yeah, it really started. That little spark happened in 6th grade, and then in high school, it really just took off. That's great. For a long time, baseball was the thing I wanted to do, and then it switched over.
I think for like a lot of or at least in theater, a lot of directors, whoever's casting, when like they look at you and then like they get the your history and even your talent as well. Like you're just yeah, I could see how you could keep getting roles after role after role, and like did it come quite natural that like were these like a lot of times leads and stuff or ensemble and like what like how many roles did you feel that were I guess important to you?
Well, let's see. I played the first real lead role I got was in high school, my senior year, and that was John Harker in Dracula.
Yeah, I was like,
And so yeah, and after that, um, we ended up doing Grease actually my senior year at high school. So after I did it at Fullerton, and I played Sonny in that. So that the role started to like kind of increase there.
yeah.
And then the biggest one I got after that was actually when I played. I'd say it's a toss up between Eugene and Reverend Hale in The Crucible. But Eugene was probably the bigger one. But yeah, then I played Reverend Hale in The Crucible.
It's a lot of acting in The Crucible. That you get to really people get to see.
Yeah, I love that role actually. It was fun, and he's an interesting character in the story. He's really conflicted with exactly how to go about dealing with this, frankly, madness, which is what he tends to think that it is. But yeah, and they challenged me, and I really enjoyed the diving in to them, searching through, trying to figure out how you're building a character with your own personality traits to pull from,
Yeah.
That was cool. That was cool. But yeah, I would say lead and like high supporting roles
Okay.
started to come. Yeah.
Is it, I want to ask you like I remember meeting your brother for a time when I was doing SRO.
Yeah.
He does theater as well, right? He's also because he was working at Disney as well, wasn't he? If I remember right.
He was as for a while. Yeah. I hope that he comes back to it. Right now he's living in Texas, and he moved out there a while ago. He started working in the hotel industry doing sales and event management for them.
Okay. It's like in my realm.
It's kind of, yeah, it really is. And
I
to
do
be
I
honest
do a
with
lot
you,
of them. Yeah.
his theater and his theater skills and his personality, I'm sure, have made him flourish at that because he's got the
Yeah. I think that you hit the nail on something because that's a skill that a lot of us take on with us moving forward. Like that entertainer, and it's I guess maybe people would confuse it with charm. Like
right.
just a natural welcomeness that we can not that we put it on. It is
Yeah.
truthful and whatnot, but like there is I can always kind of tell when I'm like, oh, this person did a little theater. It's like one of those things you sense it, like, oh, this person probably did a little theater.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a certain type of charisma.
yeah, or I can tell they worked at Disney too. Like, okay, this person. Yeah, like
that's usually a pretty easy thing.
Yeah. You get a sixth sense for that, But
yeah, it's like two questions. Do you feel awkward when you point with one finger? And do you only use a hand or two fingers? Then that's definitely the answer.
That's the magical sign. This right here.
Yeah.
Did your brother did he study young like you as well, or like when he did because you did it? Like what
he did for a while. I think the musical that I did that really made him want to get into it was Tommy. And
I love Tommy.
Yeah, that was a fun show. High energy. I think I had like I don't know 9 costume changes.
Wow.
Something like that. I mean, we were just throwing clothes off in the wings left and right. It was madness back there. It was like it needed to be choreographed in order for people to not hit each other.
Yeah.
That was a fun show. But I think that's what got him like really hooked on it.
That's
when
cool.
he started doing stuff, and he's got a wonderful singing voice. It's similar to my timbre in the way that his tone is. It's a really pretty baritone, and I hope that he starts doing theater again. I mean, maybe he will. Who knows? But he's a good actor. He's a great singer.
Yeah. So yeah, because when I met you guys, I was like, oh, it's like you're like a like a brother duo.
Yeah, I mean, and that's never happened. We performed together in a group called Live It Up in Palm Springs for a while, but that's the only time we were ever in any show together. We never did a musical together or anything like that. Yeah,
it's cool though, because me and my brother are complete opposites. We have different.
really.
Yeah, like we are. He is a. To this day, I don't know what he does. he does. He does. I know. He works. He basically he does like financial stuff. That's like he does financially. That's what I say.
Financially,
yeah,
I love
financially.
it.
Yeah, you do
He's
money,
the money guy. Yeah,
money guy. That's what I call him. But yeah, and it's because I've always been I did theater. I did entertaining, and that's kind of like where my realm was. But we're complete opposites. We're very different people. So I always see when I see brothers who are very like mutually in the same kind of realm of talent or occupation. I mean that's cool. Like that's a brotherly bond there. Like I'm close to my brother, but we don't have things in common. We have our closest is just us, our upbringing together. But it still works. I kind of prefer to have a brother who's very different from me, because then I get another perspective, and like I can get called out when I'm doing dumb shit. So that's kind of what I need in my life. But no, your brother's a completely cool guy. Tell him I say hi if you see him. If you
I will, absolutely, of course.
If I watch this,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna throw this up everywhere. So I'm sure
I appreciate that. You
absolutely, dude. Of course.
When I have people on, I was like, well, dude, like share it, would you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Be on, but like share it. Yeah. I love it. Thanks, man.
And this is the first podcast I've ever been on, so.
Yeah, my friend Angel got me onto podcast. He had me on his podcast, and like the setup was, once I saw what he was doing and like how he set it up, I talked more about it, and like then I got more curious about it, and like so now I'm making the moves to start doing, because in the long run this is just temporary, like doing a Zoom thing like this. I want to, this space is going to be my podcast space once it's all done, once we can have people over again and people are vaccinated, safe,
Totally.
I want to
put up a couple mics and have a camera there. Yeah.
This is what the space is for. I kind of want to do when things are better. What I want to do is like, do you remember there used to be this really short-lived show called Dinner with Five or Dinner Amongst Friends? It was like
the sitcom.
No, it was like a show on Netflix, like one of the very first Netflix shows that came out when Netflix came out on streaming. But it was like celebrities like Kevin Smith, Ben Affleck, Stan Lee, and they're all just having dinner and just talking like you would you would with your friend and stuff. But these are guys who were like at the top of their careers and stuff. But I kind of want to do that within my own world of talented friends and stuff. Like I want to do like dinner with friends and then do the podcast after, so then I can have different content,
That's cool. Yeah.
I have lots of plans. Yeah. Once things get better, but thanks for being part of it.
Great.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith actually has Red Table Talk.
I love that too. Yeah, really great series.
Awesome. Yeah. They get down on some topics too. I mean, they address some fire stuff on there. I love it.
Like things I wouldn't. I don't want to touch. They
dive right in.
Yeah. I think the last one I saw was they had the what's her name? Olivia, the girl that went to
Olivia
USC.
Wilde?
No, she went to USC. She's the daughter of Aunt Becky. They go hard, and I'm like, woo, much respect. And she's surprisingly, Jada Pinkett is a very good host. She's very calm, very, I don't know if I'll ever take on those type of topics, but maybe in the future. I don't know. I don't want this to be a type of debating type of political agenda show. Like for me, I enjoy hearing the human story. I enjoy catching my friends, and like I really want also that this to be a platform for my talented friends to be like, hey, I'm doing this, or I have a clothing line, so it's all like symbiotic in terms of what I want to do for you and stuff. So
that's, I mean, what she's doing is a specific area of focus, I think.
But it's needed. It's very.
It is. Yeah, it's totally necessary.
So do you just have one brother or any other siblings?
One brother and a sister. Yeah, they're both younger. We're about 2 years apart between each of us. So I'm just about 5 years or so older than my brother.
Is the sister, is theater as well, or she's
she did, yeah. She was into dance when she was younger,
Okay.
and then in theater in high school she kind of got into theater, and then at Fullerton she got into technical theater. So she does costume design.
That's
And,
cool. That's cool.
seamstress stuff. She actually has her own Etsy store, Sabers and Wands.
I'll put that down. I think I've seen Sabers, and I think I've seen. I feel like I've heard that name before, either on Instagram or I've seen the tag before.
Great. Her tagline is "Talk nerdy to me." I love it.
That's his very. I wonder if I've seen.
You may have, yeah. You may have seen some of her stuff.
Has she had shops or stands at cons or anything, or?
She's had at a few like pop-up events. She's well, not a few. She's done, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 15 probably. But she'll take her stuff and just and put it out.
Has she done anything for Club Cosplay?
She hasn't applied for any of the con type stuff.
Okay.
That's a good idea though.
She should. I mean, when things are up and running, maybe I could send her. Because I was working for Club Cosplay for a while, but I don't know what's going on with them right now. But they were, they basically had like weekly mini meetups at like where is it? It was at not Back Alley. It was at Slide Bar. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're doing like one week themed like nerd nights where people can come and they would cosplay.
Like, shoot, that's cool. Yeah. No, that's right up her alley. Yeah.
It's a funny sight to see because like I think it's like a Thursday night that they would do it, and like you look at all the bars and they're all like normal people, patrons just party, drinking, and it's Fullerton, that's the hot spot, and then like Slide Bar is just full of a bunch of nerds, and like there's Spider-Man, there's Deadpool, there's Harry Potter, so
that's great.
The site for all the drunkies around the town. Dude, I forgot to mention you got to be. I don't think the rules are as strict as Disney, but you got to be Robin at Magic Mountain for a while, right?
At Magic Mountain?
Right?
No.
You did. Robin, where?
You may have seen a picture of me with the Robin costume on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually my friend BJ, who hopefully we get on the DC breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a whole lot to say. I talked to him the other day. He's like, "Oh, I'm ready." I was like, "Okay."
all right.
Yeah,
we'll schedule it.
He makes costumes, so he and I did a Batman fan film together.
Oh, that's for fan film.
Ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and I played Robin. I played Jason Todd. It was the Jason Todd character.
Okay, nice.
And it's called Morning After, MOURNING.
Oh shit! I didn't know this.
After the Joker kills Jason Todd.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'll find. He actually found the footage the other day.
Is it on YouTube? Does he have is there a link? I love fan films.
I want to say there's a little mini trailer on YouTube, but he has the footage and he's gonna put it like remaster it and put it together. So when that happens, I'll throw it up there. I'll let you know.
Dude, but if he wants Asian Grayson, let me know.
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
Hey, dude, hell yeah, I'll tell him. But yeah, and we went to. What did we do? I can't remember if that was us hired or we just went there to mess around because it was a comic, a swap meet. Okay. There was a very mini Comic-Con type of thing at the Rose Bowl for one of the swap meets, and it was a friend of his who had a book release. He was an animator.
Okay.
A comic that he was selling there. So we all dressed up and
that's cool.
Basically as like the Justice League minus Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And just cruise around the Rose Bowl. Yeah,
that was cool.
That was fun. Yeah.
Was that your first type of? I guess that might be. Is that your first type of cosplay experience?
Cosplay, yeah. Basically, it was. It really was.
Yeah.
I dug it. I get.
It's fun, man. It's fun.
I want to do more of it. I really do. And I would. I mean, I'm a massive Red Hood fan. Like, and I would love to. I mean, I would love to play the Red Hood, but that time passed. I don't know.
No, I don't think that you will. I mean, hey, good luck. I'm out for you for sure.
Yeah, but I definitely want to cosplay as Red Hood for sure. It's just
it's easy cosplay to do. No, it's pretty easy to do. It's like a jacket, and then like you could form press like armor if you can make that layer with memory foam and the mask. Mostly like if. A decent quality Red Hood mask, 185. I've done my research. That's how I know this.
Perfect.
It's on the
You're the
back
person
burner
to ask.
costumes.
Great.
Yeah. No. I mean, if you want to do like a dual like matching costume, we could do, dude. I will help you. We'll do it. Do Red Hood and Nightwing. I'm down for that.
That'd be legit.
I've been wanting to do a Batman cosplay. I'm looking. I've been researching and looking at different cowls. Like I want to try to do Batman someday, but I'm not sure when. I want to do maybe Terry McGinnis Batman.
Okay.
Because like I have more freedom to kind of be more expressive and but I've been looking into it. Just cosplay isn't the most important thing right now, so I have other concerns. But no, you want that costume? You know what's funny? I thought it looked theme park quality to me at least, like the one you were wearing, because
he made them actually.
Yeah,
he did
really good. Really good.
Did a really good job. Yeah, he's good at it.
Well, next when things are better, I'll invite you. We can go to cons together. I've been trying to. You know what's funny? Like when I started, like I've been going to cons since like 2007, and like slowly as like I've shown more of my nerdy content and just nerdy side online, I get little texts like, "Hey man, like what does this mean? This movie?" Or like, "Who's this comic character?" I get questions all the time. Or I also get like, "What's Comic Con like?" And like, "Should I try it? Should I cosplay?" Like, dude, yeah, have fun. Like, it's funny how some people are like kind of scared about being a nerd or like nerdy questions. Still, and then there's the other end where I'm the coolest guy in the world because I know all the Spider-Man's girlfriends, or I can name the planets of the Star Wars universe. Like there's it's different for different people, how nerd cultures change and stuff. So I want to openly invite, and I was very surprised that when I brought up the podcast to you, you want to talk about like nerdy stuff, because I want to talk about you. I want to hear more about your like, but Jason Todd, I was like, no. No, but I'd love to have you on for one of those podcasts, and which I'm gonna do, and I'll invite your friend as well.
Man. Yeah, when that happens, let me know.
Yeah, so if you don't know, I'm gonna start a deep dive into deep sea. I'm gonna go into a deep dive of DC films, going back from the black and white era, like the black and white reels of Batman. I'm doing what else am I doing? George Reeves, and then from there we're gonna do all the movies. So like there'd be Batman 66, I believe, the motion picture, the first Batman movie with Adam West, and then Superman, Donner's film, and so on and so on. That's the plan, because like I got time. Oh my goodness, I'm not teaching right now, and I'm looking forward to doing Superman, because I love Donner's Superman, and I think it's one of the touchstones of all superhero movies should be based upon. Like it's the one first superhero movie that was like legitimate. After that, the bar just keeps being raised.
Right.
But and also just the themes of Donner's Superman's just rings so true to me. So I'm looking forward to doing that in the future. Until then, I'm kind of I'm scheduling and seeing who I can arrange for different podcast topics in terms of DC. But thanks for coming on, man. I noticed you have a record collection in the back. Is that yours, or is that just for looks?
That's mine.
Okay.
What's cool is the first one right there is Postmodern Jukebox.
Ah, nice.
It's that glare. There we go.
Nice. I didn't know they made it vinyl.
And so it's got a bunch of stuff. But the cool thing about it is that one of the sleeves has this one, a bunch of classic cocktail recipes on it.
That's cool. That's cool.
But I dig it. I dig them, and they do a lot of cool covers. And Scott Bradley is a piano genius. He's so good. I love vinyl, dude. I'm a big vinyl fan.
And Postmodern Jukebox, I don't know what rock you're under. If you don't know about them, then I don't know who you are. But they're an amazing. I guess retro cover band would be a way.
They take a lot of they take pop songs and they cover them in different old styles. They'll go back to ragtime, from ragtime to big band to swing. 60s,
Motown.
Motown. They do a lot of Motown stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite, the one song that like brings me to tears. There's a live performance. I can't remember who sings it, but she sings a slowed down ballad version of Every Breath You Take by Sting.
Yeah,
it's fucking beautiful. Like I hear all it's haunting and just beautiful to see. Check it out. It's one of my favorite ones. And also Wayne Brady's version of Thriller was really pretty bad. And then
I haven't heard that one.
That one's awesome.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Check that one out. And then which other one do I like? I like what's it? Oh, there's like a 70s Stevie Wonder version of I Want It That Way, which is pretty bad too. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
have you seen them live at all? Or
yeah, I did actually. I saw them with them and Straight No Chaser.
Together. That's a good match.
That was cool. Yeah. It was a great show. It really was. I mean, watching Casey Abrams do Stacey's mom live was an experience. I mean, that guy's nuts, dude. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
So fun. I mean, he's on the lighting at the end of the whole technical aspect of that number in particular sticks out to me because he was running all over the audience. It was at the Hollywood Bowl. No, it was at the Greek Theater. And
that sounds about right.
Running all over the audience with his saxophone and just going crazy on stage. It was fun. It was great. Live, they're fun to watch live.
Hey, so thank you so much for watching this episode of Unplugged. Don't forget you can also listen to Unplugged on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And I think Pandora as well. Unplugged is actually growing on a lot of podcast channels, so just type in Unplugged Katar Marcus. It should pop up anywhere, really. And hey, when you see that little link for a link tree, click on it. It has other places to find me, like on Instagram, as well as Facebook, and my merch on TeePublic. So check that out too, guys. But thank you so much for watching this part of Unplugged. Hang tight. We're going to have the next episode in a few days. Thanks for watching, guys. Be safe, be kind, be you. Peace.